Hey everyone, what's going on? I'm thrilled to be joined with Dan DeFilippo from Mimeo and a former customer at a lot of different places. And he's been sharing some amazing results and the experience that he's gone through and had leveraging Seamless and the different sales scripts, the technologies, the systems, and the systems that he's built. So I'm really excited to have Dan share a little bit, more about you. Dan, thanks for joining us today.
No, thank you for having me, Brandon. It's a pleasure as always. So thank you again.
Yeah, so we love meeting with users and evangelists that have had massive success and who have gone from like pain and difficulty in sales to just skyrocketing sales. And you're one of the people that have, luckily from what I've heard and from what the team has told me, you've gone from like, little sales to massive sales. And I'd love to just hear about, I know the audience and I would love to hear about just your journey from your life in sales real quickly. And then, where were you at selling before Seamless? And then that experience, getting on Seamless and the results you've generated throughout your sales career.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. And it's funny, not to age myself, but I could go back to a time when selling was literally opening up the phone book and going down the yellow pages. True story.
That's awesome.
I was able to close a big deal, so cold calling is not dead. But that was before the technologies, right? That was before the.
That was probably when you were calling the guys that the companies that had the big ads, like you knew that they had the big budget because they had the big ads.
Yep, that's where you started, exactly, right? So the core concept is still the same, but I just kind of worked my way down, had some fun with it. Was told to do some pretty horrific things to myself when you're cold calling people, but that was just trying to increase productivity and really scale and make as many dials as possible, right? So there's no real thought behind it. I sat down like you and I are here today, except face to face with the Godfather, Aaron Ross, when I was at the Ladders, right? And this was right at a pivotal and critical point in sales development.
The Ladders is the six-figure recruiting platform, right?
Yeah, so sorry, take a step back. Ladders initially was a six-figure job board. That was their niche. They're now all jobs, similar to a career builder or Monster. But Alex Uze and Mark Citadel over there brought in Aaron Ross, and I spent about 2 hours just chatting with him. He actually was the first person to write the white flag email. So I'll give you props there, Aaron. It is now dead, but that was certainly something I learned. But it was a great experience, and I didn't even realize at the time that I was sitting with the Godfather of everything. And they brought in a small company called Marketo at the time.
Yeah, Marketo, small company at the time.
Yeah, right. And I was just drooling at what I heard and saw in terms of the potential, leveraging technology, leveraging tools like Seamless to really increase your productivity, increase your sales, increase your profits, increase your quota, and obviously your commission at the end of the day. So there's it feels like a million different technologies out there that all claim the same thing, right? We can get you better leads, we can get you more leads, we can make you more money, set you more meetings, blah, 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 blah. Right? Yep. So the ideal tech stack, for me is actually exactly what you have there at Seamless, right? So I also do some consulting. So I'm meeting with different size companies, different companies in terms of, are they in the infancy stage, startup stage? Have they been around 20 years, private? I'll tell you what, everywhere I go, it was just today that one of my clients actually signed and brought Seamless on. It was a no-brainer, right? You get Salesforce, you get Seamless. And then, your email automation, whether it be outreach or sales law, Seamless was the first no-brainer that we brought on. And I can't tell you the benefit of having one tool that does it all. I mean, not only are you doing the list building and getting us the personas and the ICPs that we're looking for, again, for all companies at all levels and at all sizes. That's what really amazes me, Brendan, is the fact that Seamless, although you may not be everything to everybody, you have been for me in my career. So,
awesome. And what was life like? So you were at the Ladders, because I know you and I met when you were at LiveIntent. So I assume you left the Ladder to join LiveIntent, and I forget how we got connected.
Yeah.
It was actually because I was doing digital marketing and Google advertising for Sunit, I believe, who was your like CMO at the time.
You got a good memory, man. I don't care what they say about you.
Yeah, right. So, talk about that and like the pain of selling at LiveIntent before Seamless and the experience evaluating it, and then like the sales income that you were making and the sales results that you guys were generating before and after, and then how it kind of went with you throughout your career.
Yeah, back in the day, certainly, we don't want to talk about me going through a phone book, but for all the millennials out there, yes, it did happen that way. But, when we went to LiveIntent, they were doing things really well, and they had a great foundation. So I just needed to really build off of that.
And LiveIntent was an email advertising platform, right?
Yeah, so at that time, they did email display ads and publishing newsletters. So, for example, if you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal, you get that daily newsletter. They're the ones that put the ads in it, for a revenue share on the publisher side, and advertisers, of course, had a fee. So they did a lot of great stuff for advertisers. But from a sales development perspective, I was really licking my chops in that they were just kind of spraying and praying, right? The predictable, proven model that Aaron Ross built was great, but we were able to really go and do some account-based selling, right? Identify who we want to sell to, who our buyer is, and then leverage a tool like Seamless to get their contact information. It's been over 10 years, and the conversation still exists out there of how do you get direct dials? How do you get an updated database? And, what is the source of truth? Is it LinkedIn? And at the end of the day, we were around 30 million in revenue, Brandon, when I started at LiveIntent. We literally shot up to 80 million. That's throughout the company. Seamless was rolled out as, the cornerstone of our tech stack. But it essentially allowed us to do it all. Right. And at the time, your model was a little bit different, but I thought it was brilliant in that you could seamlessly see where the person lives, what the weather's like there, right? What teams are they a fan of? Their
emails, the phone numbers, everything, all the pitch intel.
That's right. All the pitch intel you needed seamlessly in one place. And I kind of have a variation of that I use. But at the end of the day, and now more than ever, right? Look at the times we live in today. It's crazy with the coronavirus and people moving to a remote model. Direct dials, contact information, being able to pull the names and numbers of your ICPs are more important now than ever. Because again, people are not in the office, so you can't call that switchboard that main number. So we were doing it for list building, Brandon, and we quickly tripled the team size in New York City. Right?
That was wild growth. Wow.
2.6 million in net new. Right, my first year, and this is net new. We're talking about huge logos, Fortune 100 down near mom and pop shops. To my point, Seamless really has it all. But it got so big, Brandon, that I couldn't hire enough SDRs and BDRs that I had to put together a presentation for the executive and the board to start an inside sales team, and I built that from the ground up. And it was all built around Seamless. Like I said, we're pulling our lists. Now you have the messaging, you have the scripts, right? I love the fact that you just put your playbook out there, right, for everybody to make money. It's a rarity, but from someone like a client here who's just getting themselves off the ground, that information is you can't even put a dollar on it, right? It's invaluable. So we quickly went to 80 million. We were bringing in over $7 million in net new business using Seamless per year with a team.
Per year, wow. So like you guys were at like 30 million. We rolled out Seamless. You guys were able to add roughly 7 million a year in new sales, and that helped contribute to probably, because at LiveIntent, we were working together for what, 3 years until you switched jobs, right?
That's just new business, Brandon, right? So, to tie Seamless to the lifetime value of those clients and those deals, I would say comfortably do a 5X. It's really, it was that significant my dreams come true. So, for LiveIntent, again, we didn't have enough people to make the calls. We just had so many leads, so many numbers, so many emails. We couldn't get to it all. The industry was trying to catch up.
I love that. I mean, that's incredible. And as you know, like, that's why we built the platform. So, we recently launched the President's Club Award. So back then, if we had the President's Club Award, I would have had to ship you like a minimum of 21 seven-figure club awards. Is that about the case? If it was the lifetime value, it would have been like 110 seven-figure club awards. Like, you're the whole LiveIntent office would have had one of these on the wall, dude. That's amazing. I mean,
you're not kidding. And using that tool makes the prospecting experience, honestly, a lot easier. No one wants to go through switchboards and talk to operators and gatekeepers. Some of my SDRs at LiveIntent are now the VP of publication sales. So, not only is Seamless great for bottom line and revenue and commissions, but it makes you better at your job, makes you look like an all-star so that you have that career progression and growth from someone who's selling, if you want, into a VP leadership role. And obviously they do the work, they get all the credit, but without Seamless, I'm not sure they would be there. But yeah.
That's amazing. So then after, and by the way, we're honored and humbled because that was when Seamless was a prototype. That was like, we just launched it and I knew Sunit and like you guys were one of the first 100 customers to come on board and it already had that much of an impact. And then, after LiveIntent, I know you've got a few different places like, so it was like 21 million at LiveIntent and probably your income. Tell me about the change probably in your income from before Seamless to after Seamless at LiveIntent, and then also where you went and the sales that you generated and also the income and life changes. Because, I remember a little birdie, I remember you got to upgrade your house. Like, now Dan's got the real nice suits and all of your goals and dreams seem to be becoming.
No, I can't loan you money, Uncle John. Sorry. No.
So where did you go after LiveIntent? Tell me a little bit about that and just the journey of the income and sales that you've been able to generate.
Yeah, I mean, we can start with LiveIntent. The amount of bonuses, commission. Again, I say this all very, very humbly, but
right.
From there, I was able to purchase my dream home, right at the end of the cul-de-sac, right on the New York Bay, in New Jersey, by the way. But
got a lot of New Jersey invested into Seamless, so I love that.
Right. I can thank Seamless for my silver Porsche 911 Carrera. I literally was living the high life.
Dude, that's amazing. So hold on. So you buy your dream house at the end of the cul-de-sac. Where'd you say? On South Bay or?
It was right on the New York Bay in New Jersey. It was a ferry's ride away from Manhattan. I looked at the skyline on the beach every day, it was I think it's anybody's dream home, right? With a little 911 Carrera.
I was about to say, then you also get the Porsche 911. What color?
Silver, just like the award over your left-hand shoulder there. There was a beauty, right? And then that speaks to, pursuing your dreams, right? And not letting anything get in front of it. I had that poster on my wall since I was a kid. I used to joke, I'm going to have a silver one for Monday, a red one for Thursday, yellow one.
I love that.
With Seamless, with hard work, and you always enforce this all the time, and I couldn't agree with it more. Overcoming adversity, never stop training, never stop perfecting your craft, always be learning, always be improving. Certainly I've had adversity thrown at me. I could have very easily just said, you know what, that's it, I'm out, I'm not going to fight anymore. But, certainly didn't let that happen. And because of Seamless, got there a little bit more easy. But, LiveIntent was great. That's one example, Brandon. I have an out for profit, so I help people. It's okay to talk about money, right, too? My attempted humor. But also, when I went into the consulting side of things, I got to see, SaaS software in the recruiting field. I got to see event planners. I got to see lead generation from another, angle. I got to see a number of different companies and industries, and all of them were able to use Seamless in a way that increased productivity, increased connect rates, which means it increased revenue, increased the bottom line, and then commissions and bonuses and everything that came with it. So, absolutely it was one of those situations where we could enjoy the ride, but Seamless is for everybody. It truly is, not just the LiveIntent of the world, startups, mom and pops, you name it.
And then you recently, recent, I forget how long ago you started at your new company, Mimeo. And Mimeo, I know you guys recently launched Seamless, and you've already done quite a bit in net new revenue. Can you share about your current role? What is Mimeo? The pain and the problems that you guys were running into, and then after rolling out Seamless, because of course for you knew that this was something that the team needed, but like there was so much internal selling because they were, there was a lot of offshore list building, and then also like, old school sales databases that people are used to paying for that you're held hostage by. Like, tell a little bit about your experience then going into Mimeo and building a sales dev team, and the pain and the calendars before Seamless, and then the sales and the income and the revenue after Seamless.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a great point. Mimeo is, almost 20 years old, privately owned. So just imagine, and one of the first Salesforce customers in manufacturing, if you could believe that, right? When I was at their holiday party, which I know you were a little envious of, or, spending time with the man, the myth, the founder of Salesforce, it was, it's a company with a huge database and really has a process that is already proven to work. They already have methodology and strategy in place. So when you're heavily invested in something like a Zoom Info, which they were, and you have hundreds of thousands of credits, which you have to buy, by the way, that are rolling over, not being used for a couple of reasons. One, they weren't being used effectively, meaning we weren't getting accurate information. It was
You're missing the people that you want to sell to because it's a database.
It's the wrong number. They're no longer there. Everything you hear every day, right? So when I got there, they were absolutely set in their ways, and they had a team in India, right? We have a team in India with 5 people doing this job. So I think the only advice I would give people is be careful when you present Seamless, because it literally could put people out of a job. And what I mean is it gives you a team of 5 sourcers, that's what we had, in one click. Right? They were doing our list building. They were uploading it into Salesforce. They were doing all of the stuff for us. A team of 5 in India. Now you put that into the hands of an SDR, BDR, inside sales rep, and all of a sudden, we're comparing direct dials, connect rates, cost per acquisition, or cost per sale, and it dropped dramatically. Our direct dials on average 30%, Brandon. You're going to love this. We just got done some testing, because we always continue to test. You go with Seamless, right? Make sure you guys stay on your game. But now we're seeing up to, and it's close to 70%.
That's amazing.
Direct dials from Seamless.AI. And that's literally changed the landscape of the sales development team. We're coming off the best February in 7 years. January was the best month in the history of the company. Yeah. My fourth quarter there was the best quarter ever. Acquisition is literally feeding the funnel and filling in gaps where, other teams may not be doing as well, because one, they don't have Seamless, but, it's also, it's creating excitement, whereas I even had some reps, to your point, early on, there's a lot of red tape to go through. So there's 3 or 4 stakeholders, and here's little me coming in for the first time. I think you and I jumped on a call, and VP, I said, gee, well, why don't you have them search your information if you're still questioning it? And at the time, I'm like, oh man, did I just throw my good friend Brandon under the bus?
Did you throw a bomb into the room?
Hey, John Smith, come here. No, but boom, direct cell phone, personal cell phone, right? Yeah. Again, boom, the next person. And I literally, verbatim, this is what you heard. Silence, and then, whoa.
They were probably on mute, too, where, like, only you guys heard it. And you're just like, whoa.
Okay. We have
okay, Dan's not an idiot. He may be a genius, and we need to stop paying these expensive, outdated sales databases and this offshore team. Yeah, that's amazing. So you guys rolled out Seamless, and like I appreciate talking about like the hard work, because like it's a real-time search engine. You have to sell people on like, this is the new way. It's not like Yellow Books. We're going to use like the Google for Sales, which is Seamless, and this AI engine that researches everyone in real time and researches their emails and cell phones. So that was probably like a mental shift for them to understand.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. And not easy, right? So the fact that anybody can go on Seamless today, right now, and take a look and start downloading leads, I think is great. I literally had some reps. You're gonna like this, Brandon. While I'm going through the process, I have to tell my team just relax, guys. I'm on it, right? Because they had a little bit of a taste. I had reps saying, "Dan, I'm buying it with my own money," or
wow.
200% a quota. I think it's because that's the month we tested Seamless. I'm going to use my own money and invest in a seat myself. Literally, I had reps asking, but then straight just buying a seat with their own money because it gives them more commission and more jingle in their pocket. It was a no-brainer, not just for my New York City office, but my Memphis office, and the other teams as well. Everybody's saying, "Hey Dan, you got that Seamless account, right?" It's what everybody wants. And for our team, we did 300% already. Last year I was there for half of the year, a little over half of the calendar year, and we brought in over about $1.5 million in new business, and that's huge for them. So
amazing.
SDR generated. We're talking logos like Dollar Tree, Kohl's, Jerk's Chicken, you name. Yeah, huge accounts, Southwestern Airlines. I could go on and on. But again, it's not just the big whales; it's also the smaller fish. But without Seamless, and then also just being in LinkedIn, being able to seamlessly, right, click that find button, get that into your CRM or your outreach, whatever you're using. You don't have to live in 3 tabs. Although you and I love, 7 monitors.
Right.
I still have 7 monitors and 17 tabs on each. But for someone who's just getting used to all these tools, they may be a little bit more junior. Having the ability to basically live in one platform, have one source of truth, which is Seamless, is absolutely critical to their success.
Dude, that's amazing. So since bringing it on at Mimeo, and how much revenue, like how many sales has it generated thus far in your opinion? And then also how much in pipeline you think?
If I answered, I would be lying, and in a good way, right? So we're just breaking 20-year-old records, Brandon. These aren't records in the past 5 years. 20 years. Right? And January we brought in. We had one rep bring in 37 new logos, that fresh, net new accounts that never used Mimeo ever. And that was a record, right? Because this is not a mid-market rep, he's an enterprise rep, which means we're talking 350 people plus. And, we're breaking records left and right. The pipeline that we've generated and that we're creating, honestly, I cannot tell you. We're now starting to reap the benefits of what we did a few months back, because we have a sales cycle anywhere from 3 to 6 months. But we're just breaking records.
Is it like hundreds of thousands, millions, tens?
Millions, no question. Sorry, absolutely, it's in the millions. I'm talking lifetime value. I have former SDRs that move into other positions, full cycle sales or CSMs or customer service reps, who bring Seamless with them. And then, they do penetration and expansion opportunities, then they're asking for it. So it truly spreads throughout the company. But absolutely, Seamless is directly related or connected to several $1 million easy.
That's amazing, man. That's exactly why we built this. And, of course, this is probably well-deserved and past due, but congrats on finally hitting the 7-figure club award. I wish we had this together, 4 or 5 years ago, man. But I think we probably owe you about, how many of these do you think you earned since your career?
Those are for $1 million. Shit, man. 60, 70.
Oh my God.
Right?
Okay,
But you know
so
what?
then we're like, we've got an 8-figure club award. So once we get that designed, we'll get that out to you. But right away, I got to get you one of these.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Get
Yeah.
this printed, and then you're probably going to be the first person because we just launched the President's Club Award. Well, first off, hold on. Congratulations, man.
Yeah. Thank you. That is beautiful.
Dude, this is amazing. And I want you to hang this on your wall and just use it as like President's Club is here because when you're at your company and you're making a ton of money and you're hitting numbers and you're crushing it, a lot of your peers, friends, family, they kind of like, they say they're happy for you, but they don't really support you. And that's why we wanted to launch President's Club, to really celebrate and support being an amazing, incredible salesperson. And the reason why we want people like you to make as much money as humanly possible is because we know the more money you make, the more impact you can make.
Yeah.
The more impact you can make on hiring more employees, providing for your family. I know you run a nonprofit. The more money you make, you can invest in the nonprofit to go positively impact other people's lives.
That's right.
And that's what this is all about, maximizing your income so you can maximize the impact that you make onto this world. We're thrilled to send this to you. And then you're going to force me to force with the marketing team. We got to get the 8-figure club, which means you generate over 10 million in sales, designed and printed ASAP.
There you go. But listen, it's humbling. It's fantastic. It will go on that wall, no brainer. But that award goes to my reps, right? The folks that are doing the work. Of course, our job isn't exactly easy, but the ones picking up the phones every day and dialing. This award goes out to anyone that's been on my team for the past. Again, we'll keep it young. A few years, and not age myself, but yeah, this award goes to all of them for all the great work they've done. But certainly a huge thank you to Seamless, for making a lot of my dreams come true. One of them being a Porsche 911.
Dude, that's amazing.
Going back to that, right?
I absolutely love that. On behalf of our entire team, we're honored, we're humbled, we're just getting started. We can't wait to ship you this award. And the only thing that I ask is when you get it, take a picture of it, holding it up, take a picture of it, and we're going to put it on the wall here at the office.
Great.
That is motivation and inspiration to just keep going all out today and forever to maximize your sales success. And if there was one piece of advice you had for people that are dying to become like you, Dan, and achieve their income goals, their family goals, their wealth goals, their sales goals. They want to make it to the 7-figure club. What last piece of advice would you have for others that may be watching this who hit presidentsclubaward.com and they're like, I want to do this? Yeah.
That's a great question. As you know, I do my hashtag Daily Dans, right, with some motivational quotes every day on LinkedIn. So there's a few mottos I live by, but you can't beat somebody who doesn't stop, right? And if you have a dream and you want to accomplish that dream, don't talk about it. Don't tell people about it. Do it, right? Don't let your words represent who and what you can and will do. Just get out there and do it. Stop talking about it. Stop preparing. Stop, just when in doubt, dial, right? Get on Seamless, get the phone and dial.
Yeah, because I love that piece of advice because I don't want people to underestimate. Yeah, we're going to give you the technology and we'll automate the list building, the prospecting, the CRM data entry, and appointment setting work. But you have to put in the work. You have to work hard. You want to make 7 figures in sales, and Dan's generated, you said 60 to 70 million over the course of the past few years. To do the types of numbers that Dan's done and the teams that Dan's led, this guy, I know you work. You're up at 4:30 a.m. like I am, and you're cranking hard till I know you and I have texted in the past 10 at night, 11 at night. You're always working. You're always trying to get better. Like you said earlier, you're analyzing the data. You're relentless with your pursuit to your goals and your perfection and putting in the work, not dreaming about it every day, making it happen. And I think that's a key piece of advice. So I appreciate that. Well,
yeah, if it was easy, everybody would do it, right?
Exactly. There's a reason, like my goal is that the 100,000 people that are on Seamless, I want everyone to win this award. But the reason why people like Dan win the award versus others is because you're putting in the work, and I love that piece of advice, and you just got to work hard.
Never ask your team to do something you're not willing to do yourself. Right?
100%, man. Well, hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm going to have Karen get your address, and we're getting this shipped out to you ASAP, man, on behalf of the entire team.
Thank you very much, Brandon. It looks great. It's been a pleasure, and I'm very blessed, but I'm grateful for a lot of things in life. But I'm certainly grateful you and I connected years ago, because Seamless has been, like I said, it's the cornerstone to what I do every single day. And days, where it might get tough. Listen to Brandon's podcast, read one of his posts, one of his interviews. If that doesn't get you going, you're in the wrong business.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. And you inspire, you and our audience. You guys inspire me every day. And I can't wait for all of you. And Dan, you continue to get the life that you want, the family you want, the marriage you want, everything you want in life. I truly believe is just one list away, and you got to put in the work with that list. But congrats again to President's Club. Welcome. And we'll get you the info about the private event, the private community, the award. And, you pretty much are one of our first winners also of the 8-Figure Club Award. So once we have that design,
great, wonderful.
To you as well. And we may have to do another one of these videos. And then when we have the award ceremony, you'll win the 7-Figure Club Award and then also the 8-Figure Club Award.
There you go.
The goal is let's get you to the 9-Figure Award. Which again, I don't have the 8-Figure design or the 9-Figure design, but the goal was to have a 7, an 8, and a 9, and a 10, and we just boom, boom, boom. Let's get you there.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I love it, man. Well, thank you so much. Make it a great one. And dude, this year's your year, man. Look forward to it.
Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Cheers.